This summer, serve up the Cookout Classics, Heinz Ketchup, and Kraft Singles. Every good burger needs a layer of perfectly melty cheese and thick, rich ketchup. We all know it's not a cookout without Heinz and Kraft.
If we knew more about our sleep, what would we do differently? Would we go to bed at a consistent time or take steps to reduce interruptions to our sleep? With Sleep Score, Apple Watch measures your bedtime consistency, interruptions, and sleep duration. Then, every morning it combines these factors into an easy-to-understand score from 1 to 100. So you'll know how to take the quality of your sleep from okay to very high. Know your sleep score with Apple Watch. iPhone 11 or later required.
Hey, it's Saturday. You've landed on a Saturday again, Gavin, I think. I'll have to look at the scheduling of this. It's a daily pod, any day that it is, because it's not going to be Thursday, that's for sure. But so maybe I should think of some uniform way to open these. I don't know, man. Like I feel like this more sporadic is like having a conversation with Justin. So doing it like this, I don't know. You listen, so you tell me. But you have been telling me, like, you know, I feel like maybe not the first time you came on, but you have told me several times at this point that often you get with your friends and basically do backyard deprogrammed, where you guys have a little deprogram party. So you said, man, I'd like to come talk about it. So the floor is yours, friend.
This summer, say I do.
I am marrying a stranger.
Like never before.
Am I crazy?
It's a whole new Married at First Sight on Peacock.
Thank God I woke up in love.
With new experts.
My name is Dr. Lisa.
My name is Paul Brunson.
More couples.
This could be the start of a very successful marriage.
And more surprises.
Or maybe not.
Everything is just not enough.
You're a little bit crazy.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I want my fairy tale ending.
Married at First Sight, streaming July 12th, only on Peacock.
This summer, Prime Video takes you back before Legally Blonde, before law school, and into the world of Elle Woods in high school. Set in 1995, this Gemini vegetarian knows exactly who she is until her family moves from Bel Air to Seattle. Packed with iconic fashion, 90s nostalgia, and a throwback soundtrack, Elle proves one thing. Law school was hard. High school was harder. From the world of Legally Blonde, watch Elle, a new original series only on Prime Video. Watch now.
Thanks for having me. Yeah. So I think it started like during the pandemic, before I was ever on Deprogrammed. My first episode, I had to look today, was in March 2022. I did the Lemonheads with you and John.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that I was doing something. So when we couldn't get out of the house, which would have been before March 2022, you know?
Yeah.
Me and my friends started doing, because I was listening to the show, we started doing Deprogrammed by text. And we'd pick a band, and we were all at home, you know? And we'd just be like texting each other like our songs and saying whether we had them or not. And that was really fun. We did quite a few bands like that. And then I don't know, it was like a couple summers ago, I just had the idea to just do it in person with everybody. And so these are like, this is like my old friends that I talk about and reference on the show. All these guys were like, and a lot of girls were like, kind of the weird kids in my town in the Bay Area where we grew up, and we're like the punk kids and the new wave kids and stuff. And so we got really close, and we've gone through a ton of stuff together. You know, everybody's had a lot of problems in their life and like a lot of great things in their lives. And it's really cool that we've been able to stay really close. And most of that, I think, is around music. You know, music was so important to us, and these bands were so important to us. So when I do these parties, it's about 10 to 15 people.
Whoa.
So I don't know if you've ever done a panel that big, Justin.
No.
You ever try to have like a free for all?
That's madness.
It's madness. And the way that I did it, well, one thing that's cool is because it's like old friends that know you so well and that we just spent so many hours just listening to these records together. People will they have a lot of feelings. So you like won't pick a song and someone will say like, we made out to that song when we were 15, how could you not pick that song? Or like, that song was on the first mixtape you ever made me, or on the first mixtape I ever made you, and how could you not pick it? And like, so there's a lot of kind of like skin in the game, and it's really cool because your friends surprise you still after all these years with what they choose, and it gets heated in kind of a really special personal way, and it's and fun, and it's of course friendly and stuff. So we did the Clash first, and that was like really great. And every time I've done it, I've learned more of kind of how to do it in that many people and like in that environment, And so the second time we did it, we did like a Bowie championship edition. So we did like, I think 6 records the first time, and then we did 6 records the second time, and then we still have to do like the final of that, the mashup of that. But this time, we're about to do it on Friday. It's a holiday, and we're about to do Echo and the Bunnymen with 15 people, and
wow.
It's super rowdy. It's in my backyard. We have like a barbecue. It's like herding cats, everybody's talking over each other and shit. But people take it super serious, and like they listen to every song. They've got their lists together. And so the things that I do to kind of like make it work are I borrow a bunch of clipboards from my work and I print out like a table of all the songs in alphabetical order. And it's kind of like when you get one of the baseball scoring things when you're, well, it's like what you do.
Yeah.
When you're keeping track of like who voted for what, right?
Right.
So people can do that. They can do some train spotting if they want to. They don't have to, but if they want, like I've done it where all the songs are going down the left-hand side of the column and all the people are going across the top. So it's a full table. So you can actually track who every person is that voted for every song, right?
Right.
That's a lot to kind of deal with when the number gets up to like past, 10 people or whatever. And this one's going to be a banger. But I do that and I have pens for everybody. Like it's kind of a lot of prep, like I have everything ready, right? This time though, I'm doing the table. I'm just doing it with the songs in alphabetical order going down the left-hand side, and then just a box for like the number that it got. I hope that'll work. It's better than trying to track who voted for what, because I'm thinking it doesn't matter that much, Like it's too hard to track with not enough payoff. It does help when people are like, who voted for that or whatever, but I think it's just more important to track the number of votes on this one that the song's got. There's going to be 65 songs, so it's a lot. And in the beginning, I introduced the final say when we did the Clash, and it was fucking hilarious. There was like, I don't know, 11 people there or something, and I was like explaining. I was like, so how many do you think we're going to get it unanimously? And people were like, 10 songs. And everybody was like super enthusiastic about it and like super confident, right, in their list, and I was like, okay. So like, of course, there was like one song unanimous, Guns of Brixton was unanimous, and people were like, whoa, fuck. So they're learning, people are learning about that. And so I think that final say doesn't really work because really the only numbers that are possible when you have 15 people is a 0 or a 1. Like you're going to get lucky if there's a 1 because there's always some fucking spoiler, on the song that like you just can't imagine not everybody taking, like somebody's not going to take it. So that doesn't really work. So then I had to figure out like, what are some other ways to kind of like bring some extra shit. So when the first time we did Bowie, I had prizes. So I got this book of like David Bowie's favorite books that he likes. It's like 50 books on the books that like are his favorite. So I had that. And then I had some DVDs of some really cool like Bowie movies. And I gave those away as prizes for different things, which I'll talk about in a second. Then the second time we did Bowie, I found on eBay this really cool set of like all vintage David Bowie postcards from like all over the world. And it was like cheap. It was like $5, but it was like postcards from the 70s and 80s from like France and England and America. Is really cool. So that was fun because I could give them out for like different prizes. So so then this time I've got some other stuff I'm going to do on Friday. So here's the new additions that I'm going to do. So the first thing I did was people were like, oh, we should do this band and we should do that band. And like everyone's throwing out all these like bands. So I made an email list of everybody and I went on the internet and I found like a free like bracket like program where you could turn anything into like a World Cup bracket or like a March Madness bracket, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I picked like 16 bands and I used like a random generator to assign them into groups of 2. So I wasn't picking which band was against which band. So then you had 8 battles, right, between 2 bands. And when you send out the link, everyone can anonymously vote by just pushing a button and voting for whatever band they want. And I did it. I'd say like, okay, we got 48 hours for the first voting round. And then I do kind of like blocks of 48 hours. So it went from 16 bands to 8 bands or 4 battles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then it went to 4 bands, two fights of 2 bands. And then it went to the last 2 bands up against each other. And in the very end, and it was wild. There were like ties. We had to have tiebreakers and like all this shit. But in the end, the Bunnymen won, beat all 16 bands.
Wow.
So that was fun because it was like, it was super fun for people to vote, to see the results every other day. You'd see the results. One woman was like kind of confused and she was like, I don't understand. Is this the game? I was like, no, this is the game before the game. We're not even gaming yet. You know what I mean? So that was really cool. So then I learned my lesson trying to like count people's votes. So like I ordered these like voting paddles off of Amazon. So initially I thought about it like a auction paddle where you would just raise your paddle and it's just easier for me to see and count. And people are fucking all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the voting paddle, it's like for kids in school. It has like one side is green with a thumbs up and one side is red with a thumbs down.
Oh.
So that'll be fun and interactive for people to just be flipping their paddle around. And it'll be easy to see who's voting for what song. And I'm not going to track the people anymore. I'm just going to count and just put numbers after the songs, right?
Yeah.
So then I had this other idea to like make it kind of fun. So I didn't really know too much about how to do like a wager pool. Like when you're in an office or something and you buy into like a Super Bowl pool where you buy a square.
Oh yeah.
And it has like a spread or something, right? And you don't know if you're going to get a good spread or like a bad spread or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I thought about like how to do a voting pool. And I thought about it like this. So the Bunnymen had a best of compilation called Songs to Learn and Sing. And it had 11 songs on it. And so I borrowed like a giant Post-it note from work and I wrote out in like big colored pens those 11 songs that were on the best of. So I'm going to make people buy in for $5 before I tell them what the contest is. Like you have to, it's a blind like wager. You have to like put in your money and then I'll tell you. So then I got all the songs from the greatest hits on one big Post-it. And then I have a bracket or a table on another big Post-it. It says like, the trick is like how many songs from the greatest hits are going to make it into the final list. Is it 1 song, 2 songs, 3 songs, 4 songs, all the way up to 11 songs, right? So you obviously, you want to hit like, you want to draw like 5, maybe, you know what I mean? 4 or 5 or 6. You don't want 11 or 1 because a lot of those songs are going to make the final list, I think. But there's some songs that definitely won't. So I'll just put the numbers in a hat. And if you put in $5, you get to draw a number and you're either going to get 1 through 11. So some people get a good chance of winning and some people won't. And then when 11 numbers are taken, I'll throw all the numbers back in and whoever's left can draw again. And so some numbers will have like 2 people and they'll have to split the pot or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But that'll be just kind of fun because it's something else for people to be tracking.
Yeah.
Like what's going on, like how many songs are making it, you know, especially when you're negotiating at the end. Because you're probably, you know, some people may want to negotiate for a song that wins them $60 or whatever, you know? So there's that. And the last thing I did was I scanned some Bunnymen stuff into a scanner and I made 2 posters and I took them to a really good print shop and I had them like printed out. So I have one poster that I designed that's like from their second tour and that's really cool. And it's on really nice paper and stuff. And they're big. They're like 12 by 18. And I'm going to have that poster just for anyone who wants one can just take one of those posters it's just like a cool thing from the day. So you remember the day or whatever. Then I made another poster from the first tour, the first Bunnymen tour, the Crocodiles tour. And that I only made like 2 of. And that will go to whoever has the most songs from their list, make the final list. And the person who binned the most songs is one. Because I'm going to give a prize to like, you know, the maverick, the most radical person who's like outside of the mainstream, right? Because that's kind of how we want to celebrate that with my friend group, right?
Yeah.
So like the high scorer and the low scorer will both get like this special poster that there's only 2 of. And I think that people really like that. I think it'll be really fun.
Pros trust the Home Depot for heavy-duty storage solutions for any job site or garage. Right now, get up to 15% off select storage and organization, impact and water-resistant totes, and shelving built to hold up to 2,500 pounds. Storage systems have space for all your tools and protect them in the garage, on the job site, and everywhere in between. Save time and maximize efficiency with adjustable shelving customized to your business's needs. Shop and save on pro-grade storage at the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
I definitely would like to adopt that. Like, I mean, for you'd probably win it most of the times.
Right. I know.
You have no problem.
Yep. For sure. But it's kind of cool. And yeah, and I think it there's an incentive for them not trying to just for just going for your gut and like not, you know, going for. So then so that sounds fun, right? You should come out and like do it with us. It's so fun to have you, dude. Oh my God.
Man,
that'll be so.
If I ever find myself in California, you know I'll be there.
Oh yeah, I'll do a special. We'll do the pumpkins in my backyard.
Hell yeah.
You may be traumatized, but we'll see. So then the other thing that I'm working on that I'm going to introduce, and I'm either going to try to do it this time or next time, right? I want to try to do a point system with my friends and see how it works. So I want to put this out there because I want some help from people on this, from my colleagues on Deprogrammed, right? So this is just kind of a fun exercise in like game theory, like thinking about the mechanics of how this would work. I think I like that coming from like Dungeons and Dragons, like playing D&D since I was a kid. There's always like changes to the rules. Rules are really fluid. It can always change back. You try something, it doesn't work. You scrap it, try something else. It doesn't feel like it's like rooted in concrete, right?
Right.
I don't think that this point system would work for Deprogrammed, not in the main game at least. But I would love to hear if anybody's listening to this, like Anderson, Brian. I think Brian even plays D&D or has played D&D. John, like, what am I not like seeing here? So, okay, I'm gonna give it a run here. So the goal is the same as Deprogrammed, I guess. If you're gonna say the goal is to get 10 of your songs in the final list. Like everybody would love to get, you look at the final list of 10 songs and you had all those songs on your list. I suppose that's the goal, right? Some people on Deprogrammed are really good at that. And some people like me are not really good at that. So you start with 20 songs, of course, and you start with 20 points.
Okay.
To play a song, you have to spend a point.
Oh, okay.
So if someone chooses a song that I have, that's cool because I don't have to spend a point. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like I got a free point.
Yeah.
So if I play a popular song, I'm giving people free points. I'm spending one of my points, and everyone else kind of gets that song for free. I can add points to any song that I play. So every point that I play is a vote for that song. So like I can say, I really want this song. It's really important. I really want this song to make it. I'm going to put 3 points behind it, which is like 3 votes, right? For the song. I can partner with people to add points to that song. So let's say like me and John really like the song, but the other 3 people don't. I could be like, John, you want to go in with me and spend a point on this, an extra point on this song or whatever? He'd be like, hell yeah. Or like, no, it's not that important to me. You go for it,
Right.
The only time you can add points is when a song gets played. So you got to figure it out right then. You're not going to get to like come back and say, okay, at the end, I want to dump 4 points on this song from an hour ago, right?
Right.
That doesn't mean that the song makes the list.
Right.
You still negotiate like normal at the end. Points just put the song higher in conversation.
Right.
But like if you were like, I'm going to spend 7 songs on UMass, I'd have to be kind of a dick to be like, fuck UMass. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, okay, well, Justin like clearly loves this. You know what I mean? So there is a little bit of like, it does mean something if a song has like a lot of points. You still horse trade at the end like normal, but you can't add points. When you're out of points, you're out of the game. You don't get to count your remaining songs that you have that make the list. So that's, you have to, it's about resource management. If you blow all your points right away, then you're going to run out of points. The only way to get points back is when a unanimous happens. Everybody gets an extra point.
Okay.
Which can be really important if you're almost out of points. If you have like 1 point left or no points, like that's cool. Now you're back in business, right? So then it's about like, I don't know the strategy yet. Like, do you play your favorites early or later? Do you play your favorites first or wait and see if you can save up points and see if others are going to play that song? Because if you spend your points early on a favorite song, you may not spent enough points and you'll be outbid in later rounds or whatever. So strategies will emerge by just playing it. And all kinds of strategies will emerge. You'll be like, wow, that didn't work. I need to like, okay, I see now. I need to hold all my favorite songs till the end. Or that didn't work. I need to get my front runners out while I still have points early, or I'm going to bank on someone else playing this song, but that didn't work or whatever. So you won't see all the angles at first. You want the final 10 songs to be all songs from your list. And if that happens, what do you get? I don't know. I mean, in my game, I guess maybe anybody who's all 10 of their songs make the list, they get an extra point for the next game or something. So that would be like, how when you were talking about Def Leppard and how everybody's giving you shit about Pour Some Sugar on Me,
Yeah.
You'd be like, fucking play your points, dudes. Like, shut the fuck, like, leave me alone. You know what I mean? Put your money where your mouth is. They don't need you anymore. They can basically like veto you. They can go around you by adding points, or UMass too. Same thing with UMass. You could have like loaded up on that. So it's just, I kind of like the idea of it. It makes it like it's going to be kind of crazy, and I don't know if it'll work. And again, everybody likes how it is right now, so this may be like an epic fail, like a big flop, and we just go back to like normal, which is fine. But I think it's a good group of people I have that can like give it a go and see if it like, I don't know what it'll do. See if it's fun.
I mean, I feel like if we can figure out like side quests, like these dailies that we could try it out on just to see how it flies. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Because in theory, I love how it sounds. Like it sounds fun. But I also don't want to gum up regular deprogrammed in I don't want to put it into my dumb brain. Like, things are canon, right? Like, I mean, I know we haven't always done Final Say and we haven't always done the number one, but like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want to introduce it into regular deprogrammed until we figured out a way that would make it work on regular deprogrammed.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be a huge change, not just like adding something cool. That it really adds a different core mechanic to the game, and I think that like it takes some skill. It's probably would be really complicated for new or casual players, and like I think it's a lot to introduce to the game, but I do like the idea of doing a side one and just because I'm asking, this is a call for people to like help me think about this. Like, how could it work? What am I not thinking of? You know what I mean? Like, and that you kind of only work out by just doing it.
You know what else it would be really good for? Because you would for sure be in there with like veterans, like veteran players, except for in the case of Radiohead, it was a bunch of new people who hadn't played deprogrammed yet, but like championship editions, like,
oh yeah,
like you even mentioned, in one of the parts that has not come out yet, we won't, but you mentioned I'm getting run over here, and you would avoid that in a championship edition if there was like some sort of point system.
Yeah, I'd be like, I want this song in the conversation, and I'm dumping 5 points into it. You know what I mean? Like, at least we have to.
I wonder if, I mean, I love just spilling my brain on this. I wonder if regular deprogram does become like a place to be able to accumulate points. Like we limit it, but because otherwise John's going to get like 50 a year.
Right.
But like, you figure out a way to, if you get the final say, you get a point added to your total, and then the points are only used in the championship edition or something. I don't know. Like,
yeah. You could do it on like Binner's Revenge too, or something, right? Like a side quest. Like you said, that'll be interesting. Or John throughout like in the chat, he was like, do it for like one of the bands where you did like a what did you call it when you did Op Ivy? Was it because their catalog was so small?
Yeah, Op Ivy was a mini-sode.
Yeah, so like that. I think that's how John was like, I'd be up for trying it on like a mini-sode, you know?
Either a mini-sode or even like list contested, where like somebody didn't like our original list.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. So just something to think about, and we're getting near the 30-minute mark, Justin. But like,
yeah.
I wanted to put it out there, and I'm glad I got a chance to kind of like tell you what I was thinking about the point system.
Well, folks, I mean, you heard it, and so again, most of the people that listen to the dailies are people that listen to Deprogrammed proper and are active in the Discord server. So, what do you think? Let's try to hammer out. Like, I feel like there's something that we can do with this, and it's just where do we put it, and how do we not change the core of what Deprogrammed is? We can hammer all that out in the Discord server. But also, let's not forget, this was all introduced because Gavin is playing the home edition. I would love if more people are playing the home edition. Tina used to do it, and I don't know if they're still doing it, but Tina used to do the home edition, and Gavin's the only other person I know that has ever done home edition of Deprogrammed. If you're doing that, let me know, whether that be on Threads or Instagram, or almost preferably where the community is on the Discord server. Hey man, I really appreciate you sharing all this with me, Gavin.
Yeah, it was great. Super fun.
Thanks, and we will see you all tomorrow. That thanks sounded so insincere. It was real. It's just have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all on Monday. Bye.